Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, May 12th, and it is AMI Day 36. So we'll go ahead and get started with your work for today. Since it is Tuesday, you're going to choose a math option, a science option, and then one of those specialty activity options, and that's all you have to choose from today. So choose a math option, science option, and the specialty activity option, and we'll go ahead and get started. I will share my screen so we can look at the AMI work together, and we'll get started with math. So you have a couple options to choose from on math today. So option 1 for math says solve the following problems. Then we have to scroll down. So we'll scroll down. So option 1 for math today is going to be to solve these addition and subtraction problems. It's addition and subtraction of decimals. So addition and subtraction of decimals. So we'll look at the first one together. We'll solve the first one together. So the first one is 0.159 plus 0.317. So I'll go ahead and switch back to me, and we will solve that one together. Let me get my pen. Okay, so the first problem you're going to solve, if you choose to do option 1 today, would be that 0.159 plus 0.317. And we're going to add those together. It's an addition problem. So this is the first problem. If you choose to do option 1 today, this is your first problem. So remember, when you're adding or subtracting decimals, you're going to line up the decimal point. When you are adding or subtracting decimals, line up the decimal points so that you line up the place values. When you're adding or subtracting, line up the decimals, which on here, on this worksheet, they've already lined up the decimal points for you. So when you add or subtract decimals, line up those decimal points. So then after you just, I wrote down the problem. Now you're just going to add like normal. So first you're going to do 9 plus 7. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 9 plus 7 is 16. So you're going to put the 6. Carry the 1. So then you have 5 plus 1 is 4, plus another 1, or 5 plus 1 is 4. 5 minus 1 is 4. 5 plus 1 is 6. So 5 plus 1 is 6, plus another 1 is 7. And I'm going to mark off that 1 that I carried, so I know that I already used it. So then we go to the next one. 1 plus 3 is 4. And then you're just going to bring down the decimal point. Bring it down. And then your 0 plus 0 is 0. So 0.159 plus 0.317 is equal to 0.476. So that's how you would solve the first addition problem there. And now we'll do a subtraction problem together. The next one on that worksheet, if you choose to do option 1, is a subtraction problem. So let's solve that one together. So it is 0.942 minus, so you're subtracting 0.621 from that. Okay, so we just subtract like normal. So we start with 2 minus 1 is 1. Then you have 4 minus 2. So 4 minus 2 is 2. And then you have 9 minus 6. So let's do that. 9 minus 6 is 3. 9 minus 6 is 3. And then bring down that decimal point straight down. And then 0 minus 0 is 0. So 0.942 minus 0.621 is 0.321. So on that subtraction problem, we didn't have to do any borrowing because all the bigger numbers were on the top. But let's look at one where you'd have to borrow. So later on, they give you the problem 0.921 minus 0.621. 625. So I switched it up a little bit, and this is a subtraction problem. So let's look at this one. 0.921 minus 0.625. So where you're first going to start here is 1 minus 5. You cannot do, well, you can do 1 minus 5, but that's going to give you a negative number. You cannot do that right there. So do not switch that around and say 5 minus 1 is 4. That is not how we do it. You can't say 5 minus 1 is 4. No. We have to borrow. So we're going to borrow from this 2. And the 2 becomes a 1. So now our 1 becomes an 11. So now it says 11 minus 5. So 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So 11 minus 5 is 6. And then we go to the next row. So now it is 1 minus 2. We can't do 1 minus 2. You can't flip that around and say 2 minus 1 is 1. We can't flip that around and say that. It is 1 minus 2, and we can't do that, or we'll get a negative number. So we're going to borrow from our 9, and it becomes an 8. And that one becomes an 11, because it's like we borrowed a 10. So that 1 becomes an 11. So now we have 11 minus 2. So 11, 10, 9. 11 minus 2 is 9. So then we go to the next little row here, 8 minus 6. We can do 8 minus 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. And then we're just going to bring down our decimal point. And then 0 minus 0, I've accidentally erased my zeros a little bit. 0 minus 0 is 0. So that's how we would solve that. You can't just flip it and say 5 minus 1 or 2 minus 1. You have to borrow. So remember, when you're subtracting and the smaller number is on top, you have to borrow from the next number. So that's how you would solve that one on that worksheet. So it's just addition and subtraction of decimals. When you add and subtract with decimals, remember to line up those decimal points. They've already done it for you here on that worksheet. So I'll go ahead and share my screen with you again, and we'll keep looking at your options for today. So that is option 1. So you're just going to solve those addition and subtraction problems. There's, let's see how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. There's 15 problems. There's some addition, some subtraction, and it's just addition and subtraction of decimals. So that's if you choose to do option 1, solve the following problems. Or you could choose to do option 2, which is to log on to iStation Math and work on the math section for 30 minutes. If you are completely finished with iStation Math and you're just doing the activities at the end, you can choose to do Freckle Math for 30 minutes, Prodigy for 30 minutes, Extra Math for 30 minutes, or ST Math for 30 minutes. So if you're not doing iStation, I would suggest to do ST Math for 30 minutes, but you do have those other options as well. So log on to iStation Math and work on the math section for 30 minutes, or you can do any of those other online math programs for 30 minutes. So that's option 2, or you can do option 3, which is to always follow that My Arkansas PBS link. And today it will take you to the math section of the PBS AMI website. And at the top, you click filter by and select 5 for 5th grade, and you can watch any of those 5th grade math videos there on that website. Or if you have the PBS television station, you can watch any of those programs, or choose to do a math activity from that attached PBS packet on your actual physical AMI packet that you may have picked up at school. So that's option 3. So you're going to choose one of those options for math, and then you're going to choose an option for science. So you have a couple of options to choose from on science as well. Option 1 for science says go to, and it gives you this YouTube link. So you're going to follow this YouTube link, and it's going to take you to a YouTube video. And it says watch the following video. So the video is called Following the Sun, Crash Course Kids number 8.2. So it's one of those Crash Course Kids videos. We watched a lot of those in class. It has that really funny lady. So it's a Crash Course Kids video. We've watched some of those before. So you're going to watch this Crash Course Kids video called Following the Sun. And it gives you the YouTube link for that. Along with this video, I post this video on Google Classroom, Class Dojo, and on Remind. When I post this video on Google Classroom, I will also post the link to this video. I will attach it with this video to our Google Classroom post for today, so that you would just have to click that on the Google Classroom post and it takes you directly to that video if you want to do option 1 for science today. So option 1 for science, you're going to follow that YouTube link and do the Crash Course Kids video, and then it says, then answer the following question. What happened to the lamppost shadow from the video experiment and why? So in the video, there's going to be an experiment with a lamppost, and it's an experiment involving the lamp shadow. So it just says, what happened to the lamppost shadow in the experiment and why? So you're going to watch, if you choose to do option 1, you're going to watch that Crash Course Kids video, and then you're going to answer the question, what happened to the lamppost shadow and why? So watch that video, answer that question for option 1, or you could choose to do option 2 for science today, which is to complete the following worksheet. So we'll scroll down to that worksheet. So here is the science worksheet. So if you choose to do option 2 for science today, you'll just complete this little worksheet here. It's called No Shadow of Doubt, and it gives you some background knowledge. It says light can pass through some types of matter. Matter that allows light to pass through it is matter that allows light to pass through it so a clear image can be seen is called transparent. Glass is transparent, and this property is used for windows. Matter that allows some, but not all of the light to pass through it is called translucent. Wax paper is translucent. Matter that does not allow any light to pass through it is called opaque. A shadow forms when an opaque or translucent object blocks the light. So then it gives you a science activity to do. So it says, use a black pencil to draw in the shadows in this picture. So where would you see shadows in this picture? So remember, shadows happen when an opaque or translucent object blocks the light. So an opaque object is something that light cannot shine through. An opaque object is where some light gets through, but not all of it. So think of maybe like, so they use the example of, or translucent. So translucent is when some light gets through, but not all of it. So think of wax paper. If you were to hold a piece of wax paper up to a light, some light would shine through, but not all of it. But if you have a window is transparent, or a piece of glass is transparent. So all the light can go through glass. There's nothing blocking it. So if you think about this here, this is a little greenhouse. I bet it has a lot of plants in it, and it's made completely of glass windows. So this is like a glass building. So if the sun is shining on a glass building, all the light's going to shine through. So it's not going to create a shadow. So when you have a pencil and you're drawing in these shadows, this glass building probably doesn't have a shadow because all the light is shining through. But this tree here would be a matter that does not allow any light to pass through. So it would be opaque. Light can't really shine through a tree, maybe through these little branches here, but it can't shine through the tree trunk or anything like that. So the tree is going to have a shadow. So where would you see the shadow of a tree? And would you see a shadow for a house? Where would the shadow for the house be? So draw the shadows that you think would appear in this picture. What items or what things like the tree or the house or the greenhouse here, what things would have a shadow, and draw in those shadows for this picture. So then it says science investigation. Collect different materials like a glass beaker, a paper bag, or wax paper. Predict which objects will allow the most light to pass through. Use a flashlight to shine light on the object. Place the object in front of a white wall, or tape a large piece of paper on the wall so you can see how much light can pass through. Create a table to classify the matter as transparent. So transparent, remember, is when all the light can get through. Translucent is when some of the light can get through, but not all of it. Or opaque. Opaque is when no light can get through, so it's like a solid object. So just try and think of different things in your home. Make a table that has different categories: transparent, translucent, opaque, and think about the different things in your home. What things are transparent in your home? What things are translucent that let that let some of the light through. What things in your home are opaque, that no light can get through it? So think of those things as part of the science investigation. That worksheet is if you choose to do option 2 of science today. And then after you choose one of those science options, you're going to choose a specialty activity for today. So if you choose PE today, for PE today, option 1 is play outside. It's kind of a rainy day outside, and it's supposed to probably rain all day. So maybe option 1, instead of playing outside, you could find a game to play in your house. So maybe you can play one of those games from one of the other AMI days. We've played, you've played hockey with a paper ball, or you can play trash get ball, anything like that. So maybe find a game to play inside your house if it's raining outside where you are. Or option 2, make a hopscotch court, play with family. So once again, it's raining outside, but you could probably still make a hopscotch course in your home. Just use pieces of paper, tape them to the floor. So maybe use pieces of paper taped to the floor as your hopscotch court, and you could play it inside your house if you have enough space. So just think of different ways that you can play inside if it's raining outside. Or you could choose to do music today, which is learning to draw a quarter note. So on here, it gives you examples that you can trace of how to draw a quarter note. So first you draw the circle, then you color in the circle, and then you have a line that goes straight up. So then you're going to practice over here. So you're going to draw your circle, color it in, and go straight up. See how many of those quarter notes you can fit on this staff here. See how many quarter notes you can fit on here. So you can trace along with it. First you draw the circle, fill it in, and then go straight up with a line. So practice those on the staff here. How many can you fit on there? So that's if you choose to do music today. Or you could choose to do art. So it gives you the little objective. An objective just tells you kind of what you're going to do, what you're going to learn about. And then it tells you the materials you're going to need. 2 sheets of 6x9 paper. Index cards also work well, so if you have an index card at home, or a small sheet of paper, a pencil, and each student will use their own shoe. So you're going to use shoes for this. You need a pencil and a piece of paper. So here's how it works. How do great artists become great artists? Do they just dream up the subject of their work? All great artists use their eyes to look and carefully observe the subject of their work. Typically, they do many drawings of the same subject until they understand the form. I want you to enjoy the benefits of looking at something to draw, relying on your memory. You need 2 sheets of paper. At the bottom of the first sheet, write the word observation. At the bottom of the second sheet, write the word memory. Your first drawing will be on the memory. Remove your left shoe. Spend several minutes studying your shoe from a side view. So you're going to look at the side of your shoe. Look at every little detail and commit it to your memory. Once you feel like you know it well, put your shoe under your chair and draw everything that you can remember about it on the sheet of paper that has memory written on it. Work on it for at least 25 minutes. Once this first drawing is complete, sit your shoe in front of you on the table. Redraw the shoe on the sheet of paper that says observation. Examine each detail carefully as you draw. Once both of the drawings are finished, it says have the class set up their work with the memory drawing on the top and the observation drawing on the bottom. So once you're finished with both drawings, put the memory on top and the observation on the bottom and compare those drawings. Look for similarities and differences that can be found in most sets. Typically, you will find that the observation is larger, more detailed, and drawn more accurately than the memory drawing. And it says, I hope you discover this for yourselves. So then it gives some examples. So this is a person's shoe. So here's what they drew from memory. So that was just them remembering the details about their shoe. And then here is their actual shoe that they drew from observation. They drew this picture of their shoe while looking at it. So you can see that the memory shoe is not as detailed as the observation shoe. kind of looks similar, but it's lacking some of those details. So let's look. Here's some other student examples. These are examples of student work. So here's a student drawing their shoe from memory. And then here's them drawing it from observation. So you see that there are still more details on this shoe here when you're able to observe it and draw it. If you don't want to do that for option 1, option 2 says click the following link to learn how to draw a Jasper John inspired piece of artwork. So all you're going to do is follow this link. I'll click on it so we can see it. So you're going to draw a Jasper John inspired piece of artwork. So Jasper John's number. So then it gives you a little bit of information about the artist. The artist Jasper John is an American painter and printmaker. He is best known for his paintings of the American flag. The original idea to paint a flag came to him in a dream. He also often depicts camouflage letters and numbers with rich painterly backgrounds and surfaces. Johns used the same subjects over and over again to create continuous series. John holds the record private sale of a living artwork of a living artist at, let's see, $110 million in 2010. So then that just tells you a little bit about Jasper John, the artist. And then it tells you the items you will need, and then gives you examples of how to create different Jasper John's inspired paintings. So you'll just follow along with the instructions and you'll put it all together to create a Jasper John's number painting. So here's all the instructions. So you just go step by step to create your Jasper John's painting. So that's if you choose to do option 2 for art today. And that's all your AMI options for today. Today, once again, is AMI day 36. So we're almost to the end. This is the last week of AMI work that you're going to have to turn in. So once you finish Friday's AMI work, you can turn that in, and that's the last of the AMI work that you have to turn in. But today is day 36, so let's work hard, finish strong, do your best work. If you need help with anything, need passwords or class codes for any websites, message me and let me know. If you need help on anything, if you're struggling with anything or have any questions, message me, email me, let me know, send me a message, and I will help you answer any of your questions and help you get through any of your work that you may be struggling with. If you need any kind of help, please let me know. I'm here to help you. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, remember to wash your hands, and always, always, always remember that I love you guys and I miss you so much. And if you need anything, I'm always here for you. I hope this video helps you, and I hope you have a great Tuesday. And I will see you soon for another video. So tomorrow we'll have another video for AMI day 37. So keep going, keep working hard, and have a great day.